Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Why would they do a thing like that? It's just dumb.
Hey, I'm from Space Force Catering.
Space Force Catering, you mean the service that has unlimited budget and get anything they want?
Yep.
Wow, what's up?
Well, we've got beef, chicken, or fish.
You mean no MRE?
Why would we?
I don't know, because everybody else does.
Okay, we're not everybody else, though.
Okay, so what you got?
Beef, chicken, or fish?
Take steak then.
Okay.
What else does it come with?
Salad with French dressing, mashed potatoes and gravy, French bread, risotto, baked truffles, strawberry ice cream, chocolate mousse, and an after dinner mint. It's one of our lighter days.
That's a lot of calories.
Okay.
I guess I'll take the steak then.
All right. Steak. Well, that's chicken, shrimp.
Shrimp? What?
Steak. And there's everything else.
You're adopted. All right. Hey, everybody. My name's Dave. Welcome to the Squirrel Holes from on Twitter. I'm Secret Squirrel 123, and this is where you come to get little bite-sized pieces of information and intel about the Ukrainian war. And that's well done. Okay, so we're going to talk about some things going on in Ukraine right now and what we're dealing with. First of all, 7,000 kilometers of trench. That's what's expected to be dug, or it has been dug, in this whole area by the Russians since the start of the war. And the thing is, that's great for the Ukrainians because digging a trench costs money, time, and resources. So the more they dig, the better it is for Ukraine because they're burning up assets and they don't have the troops to man the trenches. So a unused trench is a useless trench. So they can dig as many as they want. That's fine. Also, the contractors they're using are not military contractors. They're just guys they hire in Russia, and they'll say, dig. And the guys go, okay. And so they're digging on the wrong sides of hills. They're digging through marshes. They're digging through other areas that are flooding immediately behind them. So all they're doing is making swimming pools. I'm telling you, the trenches didn't help Saddam Hussein. They're not going to help the Russians. Oh, that is not ranch dressing. Okay. Oh. So.
I have to clean that up now.
You're Space Force. You hire contractors. You know. All right. The Georgia Legion. Where'd the patch go? All right. The Georgia Legion is a great group of troops that are fighting over in the Ukraine right now. Don't have the patch. I had the patch. That's a system malfunction. Anyway, the Georgia Legion recently lost 40 troops. Over the course of the war, they've lost a total of 40 troops. They are a great group of guys. They are fighting for what they believe in. And the big thing about the Georgia Legion is when this is all over, they're going home. And South Ossetia is still ruled by the Russians. So if I was in South Ossetia right now and I knew of all these guys getting all this good combat training against the Russians, I'd be a little bit concerned. All right. Next thing. Liberty Ukraine. Got to say it. I'd say it every time. If you have extra money, equipment, or skills that you really want to help out the war with, contact them. They've been around since 2014. Don't go with heroes. Don't go with guys that pop up and say they really would like a car or something like that. These guys will actually deliver. They'll give you a video or a still back of the unit receiving the equipment. And I've gotten stuff I've given to them, and then their former president has had it in their hands, Poroshenko. And so he has actually said, here, and given it to units. And that's kind of cool. Give you a warm and fuzzy feeling all inside. All right. Next thing is, recently there's been talk of a attack in the Ukraine that happened months ago. And normally, when I was in the military, I could talk to my fellow intel analysts and bounce stuff off them and everything. But since you've met my daughter,
Hey.
and I'm sitting here in Central Texas, and I can't talk to people with real security
You're about
clearances.
to be out of cameraman.
Are you doing anything now? Okay, so the thing is, I don't have anybody to talk to bounce ideas off of. So I've enlisted the help of the notorious DWC, okay? And when I say DWC, I mean Dog the Wonder Chicken, okay? This chicken is actually, we call her Dog, and she is amazing. So she's my emotional support chicken, and she's all good. So, see? And she works for Chicken Feed. All right, so what we're talking about is the attack that supposedly happened from here down to the nuclear power plant in Zaporizhzhia several months ago. Do you think it actually happened? No. Some people who are intel experts put together a few slides and threw it out on Facebook and other social media sites saying that a battalion came across here, got their butt kicked, and had to go back. I'm calling BS on that. The problem is you're fighting over a nuclear power plant. Not something you really want to fight over in a war. The 8th Army, 8th Combined Arms Army, was and still is in this area. If you brought a battalion across, they would be facing a division in less than 24 hours. At the time, they had a Marine brigade, one of the best brigades that they have in the Russian military, was stationed here guarding the plant with tanks, artillery, and everything else. So anybody that starts throwing that stuff out there about a failed attack, I don't think it holds any water. I don't put any trust in it. I don't think you should either. Okay? Another thing that people are bringing up is nukes. Nukes. Okay? They're talking about a tactical nuke being used in the Ukraine. I've talked to a lot of people in the Ukraine. I've talked to a lot of people here in the States that are Ukrainian. And if it's anybody in the world who knows how to handle nuclear fallout, for some reason, it's the Ukrainians, okay? They know how to handle nuclear fallout. And normal tactical nuclear weapons are really small, probably about 1 to 3 kilometers worth of damage. Okay, so and I've been putting this to the question to the Ukrainians. If they had the choice to lose a little bit of land over here due to a nuclear strike, tactical nuclear strike, and the end result would be Russia going away as a major power, which it would because China's already said don't use nukes. India wouldn't stand behind them, Africa wouldn't stand behind them, and the UN would stand up there. I don't think Russia would survive that, okay? And Ukraine would have another state park. That's all that would happen, really. The prevailing winds go that way, so any fallout would be landing in Russia for the most part. So talk of a tactical nuclear strike in Ukraine is not a big deal. Not really. You've got people going, nuke. Got it. Understand. All right? But it's not a big thing in today's warfare. All right. Next thing we're going to cover is helmets. And I really love you, but I don't need you here for this one. Okay? Set her down. All right, so helmets. We're going to talk about helmets real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. All right, so this is what's called a Ratnik helmet. It's part of a set that the Russians came out with a few years ago. It's actually a Kevlar helmet. It's way too big. It covers a lot of your head up, and they put this little silly ribbon on it for identification right now. That's what some of the units that were outfitted on the initial invasion got. It's a good helmet. It's actually pretty good. But as the war went along, all of a sudden you started seeing this snazzy helmet, okay? Looks great. It's got camouflage on it and everything. Looks awesome. The problem is, it's actually a Russian World War II type helmet. Came out in the 40s. Not much has changed. Single steel helmet, okay? And to update it, all they did was they cut the brim off and they put a new suspension and chin strap on it. That's it. That's all they did, and that's what the guys are going in combat with. The thing is, every time they punch a hole in it, makes the armor protection less. But it can get worse, and it did. This is what they're issuing out now. This is a copy, again, a copy of an old American design, PASGT. And basically, they were getting these from Iran, Serbia, and China. and a lot of them on the inside will say, for cosplay and airsoft use only, no ballistic protection is given by this helmet. Now, they like to put the Z on it right here. This is a copy of what I've been seeing on social media. And the problem is they keep messing up because they keep saying, oh, this is the new great patriotic war and everything. And to my question is, if it is, who's the baddies? I mean, if you're going to fight fascists, why are you looking like them? All right, so that's it. Again, tell all your friends, because I've only got 2. Tell all your friends that we're here. We're doing videos. Let's see if we can get to 1,000 subscribers, and also support Liberty Ukraine. And if you have any questions, half these things I just talked about were questions that you guys have sent to me in the last 24 hours. So I do read them. My support staff of 1, Katie, reads them, and we do get back with you on them if they're interesting. I do have 40,000 followers. I can't answer everybody, but thank you very much for your time. I'm out.